So some more fun with loc and iloc, right? Uh, so so there is a little bit of thing to be aware of. Okay, so let's go back to our original data set. Okay, so you know that the row indices are numeric. Okay, so 0 to 29, for example, right? So what happens when we extract the first, if we want to extract the first 3 rows, okay, we should enter 0 to 3, right? But it ends up extracting all 4 rows, okay, because you are specifying a location based index, okay, not the visualization index, okay, which is using the 0, 1, 2, 3, okay. It is basically taking the row name. So if you had 0 to, instead of this, if you had actual row names, let's say you called it X, Y, and Z, you'll have to specify that as a list to this location, and it will extract you those rows, okay. But when you do this iloc, it only extracts the first 3 rows, okay. Instead of 4 rows, it's only going to say 0, 1, and 2, because the 3, if you look at that Python index location by extracting values by location, just like a string or just like a list, when you say 0 to 3, it's only going to extract 0, 1, and 2, and not extract the third, the fourth element, right? So that's a little bit of a difference. Okay, let's see what happens when we extract when we just say I want to extract the fourth row, okay, which is Bakersfield, California. Is that the that's the fourth row, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, okay. So that's 3, okay. So when you use loc, it's actually using the 3, the row ID, okay. When we use iloc, okay, which is here, it is actually using the location, okay, instead of the row name. It's 0, 1, 2, and third location, okay, and it's going to give you the same value but 2 different meanings, okay. So in this case, it's using the actual name, which is the row name 3. In this case, it's actually using the location, but they happen to be the same in this case, okay. Let's play around more with this. Okay, let's create a copy. You know how we create a copy? We just don't assign the df to df temp. Okay, we are creating a new variable called df temp and assigning. We are not assigning the original data frame. We are assigning a copy of the data frame, and we actually, in one of the modules, we went through as to why. But let's do that. So we already did that. Okay, let's rename one of the index. Okay, so we're going to rename index. So you know, we were able to rename column. Now we are going to rename a row. Okay, we are going to rename row 0, okay, which is the name of that row, to 3, okay, and in place equals true. And we know why we have to do in place equals true, because if we don't do that, the original data frame doesn't change. Okay, so let's look at that row df temp data frame. Okay, so the first row, which was row 0, now changed to 3. Okay, now let's also do another renaming, okay, which is rename index row id 6 to 50. So this is how you rename rows, by the way. Okay, so you did that. Okay, let's look at that df temp again. Okay, so 15 and 3. So these are the 2 changes we have made. Okay, now let's extract using the visualization index row the location 3. Okay, the location 3. Okay, it's going to extract Bakersfield, California. Okay, 0, 1, 2, and 3. This is the third location. Okay, which is Bakersfield, California. It's going to extract the entire row. What if we use loc instead? Okay, what do you think happens? Okay, what do you think happens? Loc 3. Okay, so there are 2 rows where the row ID is 3. Okay, so because now it's going to look at the row ID instead of the location, it's going to look at the row ID. So that's the difference between loc and iloc again. So it's going to extract both rows, right? Because both rows have row ID of 3. So Bakersfield and Seattle, right? So it's going to extract both rows. Okay. What happens when we okay, let's see, IDX mean, is that something here? Okay, IDX mean is 15. Okay, what is that? Coli. Okay, so for the cost of living index, the lowest value is in row 15. Okay, and that's why I think we did this 15. Okay, changing the row name 6 to 15. Okay, so row ID 6, we change it to 15. So now we are extracting the minimum index, which is 15. Okay, let's take this 15. Okay, if we were to take this 15 and use this, okay, use this as a row index, a row ID to the dftemp.lock. Okay, we will get both rows. Okay, because now we have, instead of getting the IDX min row, okay, instead of getting the minimum value for coli, we're getting 2 rows. I hope you're getting it, right? Because so that's basically trying to be a little bit more careful between using iloc and loc, and what you want to extract. You typically end up extracting the incorrect information if you're not careful. Okay, let's do, so how would you extract the exact value where the coli is actually low? Okay, so you'll say, so you have all the coli. Okay, then we are going to say n smallest. Okay, and then n smallest will give you 5. Okay, the top 5 lowest values for coli, and you want to extract only the first one, okay, which is 79.5. but this one will not work if you were to pass this to the loc. Okay, because it has both index and value. Okay, so this one doesn't work. Okay, so what we have to do is we want to just extract the value, right? Sorry, the index. Okay, so if you were to pass down the index, then it's going to give you that 15 with the lowest coli value. Okay, so we didn't change the original index because we were doing it in temp. Okay, oh, why were we doing it here? We should have done temp. Okay, it's going to give you, okay, so n smallest. Okay, so okay, there was a bit of a confusion here. df.temp.coli. okay, if you were to pass index to that, it's going to give you 15. Okay, so this is a little bit of confusion. Okay, because row 15 in the df temp index has 2 locations. Okay, this, okay, and this. Okay, so it's going to give you both because both row IDs are 15, and you want to only extract the lowest value, right? So what you can do is IDX min is 15, so instead of that, IDX min value, okay, values, okay, let's see, so what we are trying to do is we are trying to extract the lowest value, which is 79.5 dot n smallest, okay, 1, okay, which you got dot values or dot values, okay, 79.5 value, okay, because that's what you want, right? And you want that value, you want that number 79.5, okay, which is 79.5. now you want to pass that coli equals, okay, so it is going to give you a boolean. Okay, now you pass that to that loc. Okay, I think this is one way to do it. I'm sure there is an easier. Oh, df.loc, what happened? Duplicate access. Okay, We're sorry for that. Just 1 minute. Okay, so it gives you that. Okay, df underscore temp. Okay, we were not using the right data frame. We should be using the, okay, so you get that Kalamazoo. Okay, so that's a little bit of playing around with this thing, and you have to think through as to what you want, how you want that thing, how do you create a set of booleans in this case and assign it as a row indices to the original data frame and extract that the value you want. Okay, so that's the data frame we had. Okay, and we're going to continue along.